how much do you think that having a core technology that you can find a market for is a good idea to start a business, or do you usually have a market in mind and then try to develop the technology? Chicken or egg?
The latter, for sure. It sometimes works out to have a great technology and you find an application for it. It's much harder, and it tends to be. The problem with it is people aren't honest about it. You've like, I've got this amazing technology. I can't believe people don't see it. They're eventually going to get there, and generally speaking, you haven't been honest with yourself about what people really need and what the value proposition really is. And so those things rarely succeed. They do succeed. There are cases where like a technology is developed and it just finds its place, and it's like, oh wow. But those are usually the sort of stuff of fantasies. If you have to identify, like when Jeff started Amazon, his perspective was, this internet thing is going to be huge, and it's going to, he started thinking about like the trend lines and like the trend toward perfect information and the trend toward the cost of coordination going to zero. It's like, what can I do with that? So it's a little bit technology driven. It's like a capability driven thing. It's like it's moving into a new era. But then he said, well, one thing you can't do today at all is have just gigantic inventories and he's like, what would that be valuable for? What would massive selection be valuable? And books was like the best thing because there's hundreds of millions of books. And there's no store in the world where you can get them. And he personally was very frustrated by looking for, special order type, or backlist books that weren't available anymore. You have to go to these like little kind of, used bookstores and dig around in their bins. It's just super inefficient. So like I can crack that problem. I will give people massive selection. I'll deliver the books to them at their house. It'll be convenient, and we'll build all the technology to serve that. So I definitely think you want to find a value proposition and then go crack it with technology.